Welcome back, guys. First of all, happy Diwali for everyone watching this video. And what a Diwali gift that was from Virat Kohli and Team India. What a game that is. Well, in the previous video, I talked about all the 11 games previously played by India and Pakistan, which they faced off each other. But now, I'll tell you without a point of hesitation, this is the best T20 international played by these two sides, which is exactly on par with the 2007 T20 World Cup. Well, that game was, the pressure was a bit more different because the stakes was a bit more higher considering a World Cup final. But the atmosphere in this game was to the next level. Just imagine you're playing for your country in front of 100,000 people at MCG. That was just surreal. Well, this T20 World Cup has been, really the best among all the other World Cups because we just had a week into this tournament and we've already witnessed two big upsets and a two-time champion West Indies going out of the tournament from the first round, and now this game. And I'll tell you what, there's a lot more interesting games to come, but this is the game of the tournament for me already. Okay, let's see what happened in that game. Well, just about 24 hours before the start of the game, no one would have thought that we would get a complete 20-over contest. Everyone was talking about the rain. But rain god itself wanted this India-Pakistan game to be completed at MCG. Okay, India won a crucial toss and made full use of the conditions, and they just bossed the power play. Well, Pakistan just scored about 30-33 runs for the loss of two wickets. Two big wickets they lost. They lost the wicket of Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan. And after that, the real game started because everyone just wrote off Pakistan's middle order because they were not scoring runs at all. But in this game against India, against the spinners, they just laid a great platform for the finishers to do the job for them, but they didn't. So, well, Iftikhar Ahmed scored a half century, and Shan Masood as well played throughout the innings for them. And in the end, they scored 160, which is really, really competitive in that ground because of the dimensions of the ground and also for the pitch conditions. So at the halfway stage, I thought that the game is well poised 55-45 in favour of India because I thought that the Indian batsmen would play Shaheen Afridi a bit more better than the last outing, which they did, but not against Naseem Shah and Haris Rauf. Once again, the Indian top order collapsed badly. This time they scored just 31 runs for the loss of 3 wickets in the power play, and just after, the next ball after the power play itself, Akshar Patel got out. So the scoreline was 31-4 when Virat Kohli and Hardik Pandya joined. So after that, both Hardik Pandya and Virat Kohli started building partnership, and at the 10-over mark, India were 45-5, requiring another 115 runs in the last 10 overs. Well, we have to give enough credit for Hardik Pandya because he is the one who started the acceleration. In the 11th over, he scored 2 sixes of Mohammad Nawaz. Well, at that time, Virat Kohli was struggling. He was just 12 from 21 deliveries. And this is the point where Babar Azam just missed a trick. Because if you remember in the first game of this Asia Cup, the similar thing happened. But at that time, it was Ravindra Jadeja who countered Mohammad Nawaz. And because of that, Babar Azam could not finish the entire quota of Mohammad Nawaz before the start of the death overs. In the end, he had to bowl the final over in which Hardik Pandya finished the game. And the same thing happened here. But this time, it was Hardik Pandya who did what Jadeja did there. He attacked Mohammad Nawaz for 21 runs, I think, in the 11th over. So because of that, Babar Azam never gave the ball back to Mohammad Nawaz. But in the final over, we all know what happened. So that is where it all started. So after 2 or 3 overs, once again, Pakistan were just building pressure on India. Well, it all came to the last 3 overs. India required 48 runs from 3 overs, and then came Shaheen Shah Afridi. Well, we all would remember what he did in the last World Cup to Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul and also Virat Kohli. But this time, Virat Kohli just gave it back to Shaheen Afridi. He scored 17 runs in the 18th over by hitting him 3 boundaries, I think, yes. 3 boundaries, 1 over cover, he pulled a couple of shots, yes. So after that, it was 32 from 2 overs, and that is where all the drama started. Okay, now the penultimate over. Well, the 19th over has been a nightmare for Indian bowlers in the last 2 or 3 months. But this time, it was for Pakistan and especially for Haris Rauf. Well, in fact, the first 4 balls he bowled was really good deliveries where he conceded just 2 runs. So the equation was 28 from 8 balls, and India badly needed 2 boundaries to finish the over. And then came the Virat Kohli special. 2 sixes, 2 consecutive sixes, 2 unthinkable sixes. 1 over long on of a short pitch delivery, and I think it was the back of a hand slower ball, and the other over deep fine leg. So now the equation was 16 from 6. Well, going into the final over, Babar Azam had 2 options. One is to give the ball to Mohammad Awaz, who just conceded 21 runs in his previous over, or to go with Iftikhar Ahmed, who has not yet bowled a single delivery in the game. So Babar Azam decided to go with Mohammad Awaz. And the other thing I just don't understand is the wicketkeeper standing way behind the stumps for a left arm spinner. Well, we've seen this happen for medium paces where the keeper would come up to the stumps, and that is done in order to prevent a bye, because batsman might not make connection with the ball and then just scamper for a bye, and keeper would do that for that. But I don't understand why Mohammad Rizwan did that. And I just don't understand the fact that Mohammad Nawaz decided to bowl seam-up deliveries in the last over. So now I'll just explain you the sequence of events, what happened in that entertaining 20th over. Okay, now the first ball. That was the perfect result for any Pakistan fan that they would have wanted. It was the wicket of Hardik Pandya. Well, he bowled the front of the hand. I mean, it's a flipper, I think. Yes, he just bowled a flipper, Mohammad Nawaz, and Pandya decided to go over mid-wicket, but he just didn't make enough connection. That was a dodgy for Babar Azam at cover. Yes. So, well, Virat Kohli did try to cross over, but that rule is not going to work anymore. So it was the new batsman on strike, and the equation is 16 from 5 balls. So the second delivery, it was a full toss. It could have been called as a no ball, but Dinesh Karthik came down the track and tried to pull it, but I think it just didn't middle it. So that was a single. So now the score line is 15 to win from 4 balls. So the third ball of the over, well, Mohammad Nawaz fired one in, and Virat Kohli just couldn't get under the ball, and they scampered through for a couple of runs. So the equation is 3 ball, 13 runs, and if you think this is the drama, well, the drama is yet about to start. The fourth ball of the over was a high full toss which Virat Kohli hit for a 6 that was almost caught in the deep by Asif Ali. Yes, he tried to pull it back, but it just couldn't do it. And the umpire called it as a no ball, so it's a 6 and it's a no ball, which means 7 runs of the delivery and the ball doesn't count. So it's 3 balls, 6 runs. Yes, 3 balls, 6 runs, and also a free hit. And what happened in the free hit? Virat Kohli was clean bowled in the free hit, and it just doesn't stop there. The ball ricocheted off the stumps, it went to third man where there was no third man, and Virat Kohli and Dinesh Karthik ran 3 runs for that, which is given 3 byes in the end. And this is for those who are complaining about those 3 byes given. I'll explain you something. If a free hit has been bowled and the batsman is caught in the deep and the batsman crosses over, or he takes a single or 2 runs, the run is counted. Okay, the run is counted. Then why can't you apply that rule when he's being bowled? Because the ball is dead only if it stops moving. The ball just didn't hit the stump and stop there. It went on going to the third man region, and Shaheen Afridi had to chase it. In that time, Virat Kohli and Dinesh Karthik ran 3 runs, so that is countable. And I just don't understand why the Pakistan fielders and Babar Azam were claiming. And I'll tell you an interesting thing. When the stump hit, well, actually Virat Kohli was bowled and the stump was broken. And when Shaheen Afridi was throwing the ball, Mohammad Rizwan caught the ball and took a stump. So which means he was attempting for a run out. So if you can claim a run out of a ball which has hit the stumps and gone past, and then the runs which the batsman has taken will also be counted. Okay, that's all. The drama is not complete yet. There's a still bit more to go. So now the equation is 2 from 3. Well, I'm so sorry, I just missed a wide there. It was 3 balls, 6 runs, and there was a wide which brought down the equation for 3 balls, 5 runs, and then the free hit happened and all these things, 3 runs happened. So now it's 2 balls, 2 runs, Dinesh Karthik on strike, and finally the keeper Mohammad Rizwan came up to the stumps and he made a stumping. Yes, he made a stumping. Dinesh Karthik was dismissed. So the equation now is 1 ball, 2 runs, and the drama is not yet over. So this time it was Ravichandran Ashwin, the new batsman, coming in, And if you clearly see Dinesh Karthik's dismissal, what he was trying to do is that he was trying to give himself a bit of room, and he looked to go over the offside, because except long off there was no one covering the offside boundary. So but Nawaz was clever enough to fire it into the leg side, which caught Dinesh Karthik. And Ravichandran Ashwin just observed everything and did exactly the opposite what Dinesh Karthik did. This time Ashwin did not move an inch. He just watched the ball go go to the left of him, and he claimed a wide. That was a wide. So now the equation is 1 ball, 1 run, and even at that situation, Babar Azam did not bring his fielders inside the circle, because I think he expected Ravichandran Ashwin to go for a big shot on the leg side. But what Ashwin did is just calmly chip it over long off and just run for the single, and eventually it went for boundary. That doesn't matter. But the thing is, India won a the most entertaining India-Pakistan game ever that has been played. So after all this drama of 240 deliveries, 20 overs, 4 hours of intriguing cricket, the result is India won a close game, and you just don't feel what this victory means to Indian players, because in the national anthem, Rohit Sharma was crying, and after the victory, we saw Virat Kohli in tears, Hardik Pandya in tears, because this is a most important game for India, because it's against our rivals. It's just kick-starting their campaign, and these type of victories could give them a lot of moral boost for the Indian team. Because at one situation, I thought that India will be playing for net run rate, because a defeat was already written. Well, requiring 115 from 10 overs against this Pakistan side with big boundaries, I thought it's impossible. But they made it happen. But what this loss will be feeling for the Pakistan players, it's so heartening. So by winning this game, India's hopes for the semi-finals, it's a bit too early, but I tell you what, this victory is a bit more important, because our next a challenging game would be against South Africa. We'll be playing South Africa at Perth. It's one of the the quickest pitch in Australia. So that's not going to be easy. So this victory is a bit more important for us, because the game which Pakistan and South Africa are playing is at Sydney, where the ground it offers a bit more spin. So Pakistan will be having upper hand that. So if Pakistan win that, and if we are losing that South African game would be a bit more important for us. So, well, that's it in this video. Well, if you like this video, hit the like button and click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you receive notifications for all the videos from CricPundit. And we all hope that there will be another India-Pakistan game in this tournament, and hopefully it's the finals. And once again, happy Diwali.